Hi Leo, welcome to your reading. So before we begin, like I always do, just a reminder of the way that I read. I read energy, not gender. That means anyone can show up as a king, queen, prince, princess, knight, page, emperor, empress. It's more about the energy that you're in. If you're in your masculine or feminine energy, we all have both. Masculine energy gives and it takes action. Feminine energy receives and it nurtures and teaches. I'll read this as a love story. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a love story. It can pertain to friends, family, coworkers, work, business deals, what have you. Energy is fluid in general readings like this. So I might say, hey Leo, why are you doing that? And you might say, that's not me, that's somebody else, in the situation. Just get in where you fit in and enjoy the reading from that perspective. If it doesn't resonate for you, it's just not your reading this time. It's not going to resonate for every Leo out there. So, is there anything else I need to remember? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and get into the energy of the reading here. There's a lot going on. I've already pulled the energy of the reading before we get into the actual tarot. And from what I can tell, I believe the feminine energy is the Leo, but again, it can, however it is that it resonates for you. But we begin with the king and queen, where I believe a lot of time has passed, either since they've been together or since they've connected. There's been a lot going on. There's been a lot happening, a lot of changes, a lot of details, a lot of maybe focus on work, focusing on other situations, but they haven't been primary in each other's lives. So, however it is that resonates for you. There is love between these two. But this queen understands or has an understanding. I think for some of you this is past energy. That things are not going to go the way that she hopes that they're going to go. This queen is very aware of what it is. I don't know if it's what it is that she wants or the direction that she should be going. There is angelic protection in this situation, especially for this queen, especially for the feminine. Here, and I'm going to try not to say it over and over, but just understand that when I say feminine, that can be a man or a woman. It just is the energy that you're in. When I say masculine, it can be a man or a woman. I know I can come up as the emperor sometimes when I'm, as a single mom, I have to take action a lot. I have to do things like that puts me in a more masculine energy. It doesn't mean that I'm not a feminine woman. It just means that that's the energy that I'm in, is taking action and getting things done. So just understand that and take it as it resonates as we go. But this feminine energy realizes that things aren't necessarily going to go the way that she wants them to go. And there's a need for her to become more grounded. This masculine energy is otherwise engaged. There's another feminine energy that's involved here. We have two. We have we have two feminine energies that are involved in this situation, and this masculine energy seems to be under the impression that he either needs to make a choice between the two of them, or he gets to make a choice between the two of them, or he has to make a choice between the two of them, or perhaps he already has. Regardless of what the situation is, this feminine energy, who I believe is you, Leo, again, it can be someone else in the situation, has moved on from this. They're no longer I think there was a period of time when they were very stuck, when this feminine energy was very stuck. And she's no longer doing that. I think for a long time, she was really passionate about this masculine and really put a lot of focus on this masculine energy, and that's no longer the case, even though it, I think it caused her a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow. She's really moving beyond that and really starting to see that she needs to make choices, decisions, and go in the direction of things that are more balanced, things that benefit her. And this wasn't it. You know, waiting for someone to choose you is never what's up. Never. And I think that that's what was happening for a long time. And so our feminine seems to have surrendered to what is, to what's real, and has accepted what it is, and has made the choice to move forward. And I think she's done so in a way that's, she's trusting in the universe. She's moving forward in a way that's filled with a lot of love, a lot of trust, a lot of hope for the future, that she's being very contemplative about what, you know, things that have happened in the past situation for Leo. Situation for Leo, please. Being very contemplative about the decisions that she's made, and how is it that she ended up, you know, in this, your cards are coming out. Just really being very reflective about how she's approached relationships, how she has behaved in relationships, and it's really, I think, got this masculine in his head too. At any rate, I'm just seeing a lot of movement away from the situation from this feminine, that she's moving away from this stagnant sort of energy. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot. We've already got the way that you're feeling out about it, and when I asked how's Leo feeling about the situation, we get judgment. So I think, Leo, that this is you. I mean, it might be that you're feeling judged about a situation. It might be that you're making a judgment about somebody in the situation. But I think for most of you, it's looking at the way that you behaved personally and making a judgment about that. That you're, this judgment really feels like clarity. Like a lot of clarity, that you're feeling a lot of clarity about what's going on. And then for the situation, we get death, and this judgment is actually Scorpio energy. There's quite a bit of Scorpio energy here. And then we get death, which is Scorpio energy also. Taurus, I see it as Taurus energy. I'm sorry, the Hanged Man, which I, as a reader, see as Taurus energy, but it's also Pisces energy for some readers. So we have death and the Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. And this Queen of Cups energy, I think, is you, Leo. If you notice, we have our feminine energy, and she's very focused on this little ornamental doodad that I think is probably representative, you know, for emotions for this king in this situation. But coming to this realization, the Hanged Man, this realization, Hanged Man can mean a realization. You can see the light around his head, like, oh, I get it now, I understand. But this realization, but it's also being stuck. And this queen is coming to the realization that she's allowed her focus on this to keep her very stuck. And that needs to come to an end with death. or that energy needs to be transformed, which is another meaning for death in the tarot. So, what is the energy to overcome here? So we've already got the obstacle out, but let's get out the energy to overcome this obstacle. The obstacle that we've got coming out for you, Leo, is the Ten of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. And Ten of Swords is just an ending. Three of Swords is cooperation, building together. There's no building together. There's no cooperation. There's no creating together here. That's the obstacle. There's nothing here to work with. So if there's nothing there to work with, why would you stay stuck there? Why would you continue to give it all of this attention that she's giving it? Why would you stay stuck there? You need to end it. You need to stop focusing on a situation where there isn't any cooperation from, from someone else. Also, this is Gemini and Capricorn energy, in case that's of interest to you. So what is the energy to overcome this obstacle, please? Do you have a flipper? Sound like no? Okay. What is the energy to overcome this obstacle, please? What is the energy for Leo to overcome this obstacle, please? Okay, that was a lot. So, where was it that I saw this? Sad. So, you're coming out for yourself here with strength. That's the Leo card. And the Nine of Pentacles. For me, seeing these two together, this is having the strength to be or to become independent, which there's definitely a feeling of codependency here, that this feminine energy has really struggled with codependency, finding her worth in relationships or something outside of herself, instead of recognizing her worth as an individual and understanding that her happiness comes from within herself. She's not going to find it anywhere external to her. And that's what Nine of Pentacles is. Nine of Pentacles is an energy, a person, somebody who is very serene in being single. They have everything that they need. They can provide for themselves. They're very happy. They're very comfortable. That doesn't mean that they don't necessarily want anyone else in their life, but their contentment, their being content, is not based on being in a relationship or anything that's external to themselves. So having strength with that there is finding the strength to embrace this type of energy, to become independent, to lose that codependency. And then behind that, we have the Three of Wands and the Sun, manifesting happiness, manifesting your own happiness. This is Leo and Gemini energy with the Sun, and Aries energy with the Three of Wands. And then these last two that came out seem, walking away from this king. We have the Fool and the King of Swords. Just recognizing that the way that this Fool is walking away from the King of Swords. And this isn't to say anything negative about this king. I don't know what the situation is there, what all was happening. It's not really showing me anything other than there was two women that he was choosing between, and that there was some stagnancy. So I don't know if this king has been cruel or what the situation is. But this queen recognizing that she needs to move away from this energy, that's not what's up for her. King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. So yeah, just walking away from that energy to find her own independent happiness. And like I said, I don't really want to bang on this king, because I don't know that he's necessarily done anything terribly wrong. I think that the point of this this reading is to focus on codependency that may have existed for this queen, where she was looking for happiness external to herself, and that it really was important for her to realize her own worth. And to do that, she needed to walk away from, yeah, even as I'm just kind of mindlessly shuffling here, we have the Seven of Pentacles that comes out, which is an energy of contemplation, that she needed to spend some time in contemplation. So, yeah, I think that that's definitely more what our purpose is here. So let's find out what happens for our queen when she embraces this energy of, you know, becoming more independent. And, you know, independent doesn't mean that you can't be in a relationship, that you can't be in a healthy relationship, but going into a relationship believing that your happiness hinges on another person is never going to be healthy. It's not ever going to work well, because it puts you in a, even if things are going well, if that's your core belief, it's going to put you in this subconscious state of, you know, panic if you think that something's going to go wrong. So what is the potential outcome for this queen when she embraces this energy to overcome the obstacle, when she heals this codependency, becomes more independent? What's the potential outcome for our queen here? The Hermit. Yeah, when she does this, she just becomes much, much more, yeah, in the world. Reflecting on her world, reflecting on, you know, perhaps the end of the cycle, beginning of a new cycle, or it really just could be literally her world, you know, focusing on, that's what the Hermit does. The Hermit goes off into the mountains to be contemplative, to think about things, to become enlightened. And even in the energy that we have, you know, in the cards that I pulled prior to the tarot, one of the cards was prayer, you know, just really a time of, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is a single energy. So being alone is a good thing sometimes when we need to heal. You know, we can clear our minds and, you know, really focus our responsibility on ourselves as much as we can. You know, obviously if we have children and things like that, you know, we still need to be engaged in those situations. But as far as just really thinking about that situation, the more we can focus on ourselves, the better we're going to do in healing that situation. So let's get an oracle and find out a little bit more about what our queen can expect to happen when she embraces this energy to overcome the obstacle, embraces this energy of becoming more independent, recognizing, acknowledging, you know, codependent behaviors that she might have that need to be healed. What can happen for our queen? What's the potential outcome for our queen as she goes through this process? It doesn't look like it's a struggle for you, Leo. You know, if this is actually you, it looks like you're coming to this conclusion. You know, like I said, the way that you're feeling was this judgment. You know, it looks like this is a choice that you've made on your own, that you've recognized the need to, you know, bring an end to this, because it just, nothing was being created, nothing was starting, nothing was happening here. And it had you stuck. No Leo ever needs to be stuck. We are far too, what is the word? Magnificent to ever be stuck. I'm a Leo rising. Oh, I love it. In perfect harmony. In perfect harmony. So, oh, and look, master number 11. Loving it. This oracle is still new to me. It's the oracle of the 7 energies, and I'm really, really liking it a lot. But I'm going to read just the summary of it. And see what it says. Togetherness, healthy and harmonious partnerships, commitment to a relationship, collaboration with others, and interdependence. Interdependence is, you know, when we're no longer codependent, when we're no longer seeking happiness someplace that's external to us, when we come together in a relationship with another person who is, you know, healed and whole individually, and you come together and share that happiness instead of, you know, depending on another person to make you happy. So that's perfect for our little reading here. So if my style of reading and the way that I read resonates with you and you would like to schedule a personal reading with me, you can do that at my website, which is thislittlelighthealing.com. It's all linked in the description box below if you're watching this video on YouTube. And I appreciate you listening to your reading, and I will see you with your next reading, Leo. Bye.